teach you a new song this morning. I feel like the words of it are so important for us right now. In a season where everything seems to be changing. In a season where we feel like there is nothing for certain. Nothing seems to stay the same from month to month or day to day or even moment to moment. This one thing is sure, and that is that Christ is the solid rock, the firm foundation upon which our hope, upon which our faith, and in whom our trust can be placed. So I want to teach you this song. I want you to sing it out. We know it's sometimes awkward to sit at home on a couch and sing louder than your computer speakers or louder than your TV speakers. But we want to encourage you to participate in the act of worship through song this morning. The words are true, the melody is simple, and so we invite you to sing with us. This is how the chorus goes. The rock won't move and his word is strong. The rock won't move and his love can't be undone. The rock won't move and his word is strong. The rock won't move and his love can't be undone. The rock of our salvation. And all I want is you, Jesus. All I want is you. Let's sing, church. And you are the refuge I run to, and you are the fire that leads me through the night. I'll follow you anywhere. There's a million reasons to trust you. Nothing to fear, for you are by my side. I'll follow you anywhere. Follow you anywhere. Oh, I'll follow you anywhere. Oh, sing this out. Wherever you lead me, and whatever it costs me, all I want is you, Jesus. All I want is. Can we sing this truthfully? Wherever you lead me, whatever it costs, whatever it costs me, all I want, and all I want is you, Jesus. All I want is wherever you lead me, whatever it costs me, all I want is you, all I want. Hey, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. How wonderful, how glorious, our Savior's scars, victorious. My chains are gone, my debt is paid, from death to life, and grace to grace. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise in the wonder of your grace. When I see that.
We want to be worshipers long before we walk in those doors on Sunday.
You know, I've always thought about
And I will say I'm the chief of sinners. When people mention the word worship, I immediately think about music.
Right.
I mean, and so it's easy to say, hey, don't just think about worship as music, but I do.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know, if you do that too, you're not alone.
Yeah.
But I think if we look at what we do here together in the first 20 minutes of the service every week as an overflow, I think it really changes how we approach it. Because if you're going to have an overflow, you've got to have something filling you up. Yeah. And so, we think about the gathering together of believers, Hebrews 10:25, that we should not forsake that. We think about Romans 12:1 and 2, kind of the quintessential passage on worship that in view of God's mercy, and he's just spent all of chapter 11 talking about God's mercy for Israel and God's mercy for the Gentiles. In view of all of that, live your lives in sacrificial worship. And so worship's connected to sacrifice. And we don't like that.
Yeah.
We don't like to give things up
Right.
to honor another. We want to give things up to honor ourselves, but not to honor another. And really, I think probably the last thing we'll wrap with this is that worship is a response. Here's what I want you to hear. If you've tuned me out, if you've dozed off, if you're scrolling Old Navy sales at home, stop for a moment and listen to my face, okay? The things we worship apart from God cannot withstand the weight of that worship. If you don't hear anything else I say, you need to hear this. The things we worship apart from God cannot withstand, not may not, not should not, not probably not, cannot, will not withstand the weight of that worship. Your spouse can't, your job can't, your hobbies can't, your freedoms can't, not college football, not the wealth you accumulate, not hunting or fishing or golf or relationships. None of these things can bear the burden of receiving our worship. Why? Because they are the created, not the creator. The things we worship apart from God cannot withstand the weight of that worship. When we begin to worship things that were not intended to be the object of our worship, they will inevitably fail us every time. Your husband will fail you. Your wife will fail you. If they haven't, you have not been married long enough. Just wait it out. It is coming. Parents, your kids will fail you. Kids, your parents will fail you. Your hobbies and your job and your money and your relationships will all fail you because they cannot bear the immense burden of your extravagant love and your extreme submission.